What's going on? Welcome back to the channel. So it's Newcastle, my club, taking on Southampton this Sunday in the Premier League at St James's Park. It's a 2 o'clock kickoff, and I have to say I'm feeling rather confident going into this match on Sunday. Normally, I'm not so confident because it's Newcastle. You don't know what you're going to get from one week to the next, but the way we've been playing lately, picking up points against Manchester City and Sheffield United, I have to feel happy and I have to feel confident as a fan that we can go and look to get 3 points against a Southampton side who this season, in my opinion, have been very, very poor. And who would have thought that we would have picked up 4 points in our last 2 games? A point against Manchester City, anybody would have snapped your hand off for that. And even a point at Bramall Lane last night, anybody would have snapped your hand off for a point down there. But the fact we got all 3 was just great. And it just goes to show that a little bit of fighting spirit, some good defending, staying patient, staying resolute at the back. If you hit them on the counter-attack, like Sheffield United, like Manchester City, they can be broken down, and we did that in both games, and we really did deserve those points in the end. And going into the match on Sunday, I have to say, as much as I'm feeling confident, at the same time, it's not going to be a straightforward match, because as much as Southampton have been very poor this season, they are coming off the back of 2 straight victories, and they are now out of the relegation zone, where that wasn't looking possible only a few months back. And they'd lost, was it 9-0 at home to Leicester City as well, which is a record home defeat as well, or a joint record home defeat in the Premier League. Let us know down below in the comments. And everybody was really feared for Southampton, but fair play, to the actual board of Southampton for sticking by Ralph Hasenhüttl, because nowadays it's easy just to sack a manager and then find a new manager with different ideas, and sometimes it can always backfire. But after that 9-0 defeat, I think they've really picked up, and they're starting to find a little bit of rhythm now going into the festive period. And looking at the match on Sunday, we're at home, we are the home side, and we will be expected to get 3 points against Southampton on Sunday. No offence to them, it's a club who will be in and around us come the end of the season. Are we going to get top 10? Well, I can't really say at this moment in time. We are looking really, really good, but given the squad that we've got, we are expected to be around about mid-table, around about relegation come the end of the season. And Southampton are a club of the same magnitude of the squad that they've got. They will be looking to try and get 3 points at St James's Park to try and stay in the Premier League this season. I know it's only early days, but there's clubs like Southampton, like Burnley, like Everton. You have to be looking to try and pick up maximum points come the end of the season. So going into it, I am expecting Steve Bruce to pick the same side that played against Sheffield United last night, with Andy Carroll starting and Joe Linton getting dropped. I have to say, Andy Carroll made a massive impact in that game yesterday, and he really proved us wrong when Steve Bruce picked him last night. I'm thinking, why is he not starting Dwight Gale? But I can see why now. Andy Carroll, he had a hand in both goals, really, passing it back to Manquillo to cross it in for St Maximin to score his first goal of the season, and then obviously to flick it on for John Shelby to get his all-important second goal, to then, well, his second goal in 2 games, and the second goal to wrap up the game against Sheffield United to drop their momentum and to give us all 3 points down at Bramall Lane. And the side's playing really, really well. Yes, it wasn't fantastic last night on the eye, but at the end of the day, away from home, we play a different style. We're sort of defensive, but when we play the likes of Southampton at home, we're very open. And I do expect an open game. I do expect both clubs to have a go, but more so ourselves. We're at home. We need to be looking to try and break clubs down like Southampton on Saturday, and looking for all 3 points. And the danger men, I would say, if there's any Southampton fans watching, you have to say St Maximin, first goal of the season, but even before that, he's looked very, very dangerous, and he's definitely going to cause you a handful on Sunday afternoon. Also the same for Almiron as well. Yes, he hasn't got his first goal yet, but you'll know all about him from last season. He did pick up an injury, unfortunately, but there was signs there last season where he was causing you problems, and he'll do the same again as he's been doing this season. Yes, he does play the game at 100 miles an hour, but he's trying, and he's really trying to up his game now, and you can see that a goal is going to come sooner rather than later. And I would also say Andy Carroll as well. I mean, he did look a threat against Sheffield United last night as well. Willems has been getting up the pitch as well, so something to watch out for there. Hayden and Shelby, for me, they've been on good form as well, especially Shelby. He's on red-hot form, and you can't drop him, unfortunately. And I do fancy him to score on the weekend as well, given how well he's playing so far. Since Bruce has put him back into the side, and Matty Longstaff obviously unfortunately getting dropped after the defeat before that. But I have to say it will be a game which I expect us to create a lot of opportunities in, and Southampton to probably defend in a lot of it. But looking at the record against Southampton, as you can see on screen, it favours us. Last season we picked up 4 points from Southampton last season, picking up a very good victory at home. Perez scoring a hat-trick, and then obviously a very, very bored draw down at St Mary's, a 0-0 draw, but you take that away from home. It's a long way to go, and we picked up 4 points from a relegation rival last season. But I expect us to be the same as what we were at home last season, just to go at them and have a go. In terms of Southampton as well, give them a little bit of credit. They're coming off the back of 2 straight wins against Watford and Norwich respectively, but they are very, very vulnerable to conceding goals, and fair play to them. When the pressure's been on, they've beaten the clubs around them. No offence to Watford and Norwich, but they are really going to be in the mire come the end of the season in the relegation picture, and they're both in massive trouble. Likewise Southampton, but you've got to play it to the whistle, and Southampton have done that in both games, and I expect them to have a go on Sunday. I think Ralph Hasenhüttl will say, it's Newcastle, yes, they are a defensive club, but he will be encouraging them to say, you've won 2 games now, why can't we cause an upset against Newcastle, on Sunday? Why can't we go there and try and get all 3 points? They've got players in good form, such as Danny Ings, their striker, who they've signed permanently from Liverpool after he was on loan, was it last season or the season before, but he played so well. This season so far, he's managed to score, double figures, 10 plus goals now for them, so he's in red hot form, and he's scoring the most important goals now for Southampton to pull them away from the relegation zone. They're now out of it by, a point, and that's down to him, in my opinion, getting in the right place at the right time. So he kind of reminds me of a little bit like Glenn Murray of Brighton. He's not the quickest, but he peels off the last man. If you put in some good service into the box or whatever, he peels off the last man 9 times out of 10. He's going to score, so we need to be on our game, especially at the back. But then I think we should deal with Danny Ings on Sunday, because we'll play the wing-back system. We've got 3 at the back with sort of 2 supporting wingers that like to play from the back as well. So I think we should have him under control. But the next one to watch out for, I'd say, is Ward-Prowse. Scored a very good free kick the other week against Watford, but he's been very, very solid for them. He's definitely their go-to man in terms of getting up the pitch and making things happen as well. So if we do get a set piece and it's Ward-Prowse on the ball, we'll have to be very, very careful not to give him too much space, and even just in and around the box as well, because they have got players there, that can make a difference on the day. So I think Southampton's game plan on Sunday, I think it can be an open game. I do think it can be an open game, but I do expect us to have a lot more of the ball. But I think Southampton are one of those sides where I think that if they are going to try and break us down, they're going to have to be patient. I don't expect them to go all out, but then if it's still 0-0 come the second half, they might just go for it and look for the 3 points. And I don't expect Southampton to lie down. I think they're going to give us a good game on Sunday. I think given that they've won 2 games as well, 6 points, and we picked up 4, but we're still in good form. Both clubs are in good form going into the game on Sunday, which makes it even more interesting for the eye as well. So I think overall, I think Steve Bruce will look at this game as a must-win 3 points. That's, as I've said before, no offence to Southampton. We've got to win with home games if we want to stay up this season. Bear in mind, yes, we're only 5 points clear of the relegation zone, but it's a festive period now. There's a lot of games, thick and fast, that are just around the corner, and results can change very, very quickly. And if we can beat Southampton and results go our way, we can go 8 points clear of the relegation zone, 7 points depending on if we draw. But we want to be looking up rather than down, and Southampton will be obviously saying the same for themselves as well. So I think Southampton are one of those where if they concede the first goal, I think we can go on and get a couple and win the game. Whereas if Southampton were to take the lead, then it could be a big, frustrating old afternoon for us, and we'll have to try and big time try and get back into the game, and they could hold out for a point. So I think I'm not going to underestimate them. I think they are a good side at this moment in time, but at the start of the season they weren't so good, but who knows, in January they could get better. But I think they will give us a game on Sunday, but I think we might just have a little bit too much for them in terms of quality. So for a score prediction, I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to Newcastle. I think St Maximin will get his 2nd goal of the season. I think he'll score his first home goal in a black and white shirt as well. I think he will be a real threat on Sunday. And for a 2nd goal, I'm going to go for a Almiron, first goal of the season, and a first goal for Newcastle as well, because I think he's starting to get there now, and I think he will get some chances against Southampton because they're quite open as well. So we'll go 2-0 to Newcastle. It'd be a huge 3 points as well, and if we can get another 3 points, again, we could be in the top 6, top 7, top 8 come Sunday night as well, if things and results go our way as well. So things are looking up at the football club. We're playing some good stuff, and as I've said before, don't change your winning side. I think we'll just go for it, and hopefully Sunday night, I'm a little bit more positive as well, like I was the other day against Sheffield United. If you haven't seen the review, by the way, of that game, link will be down below in the description, or there'll be a card above so you can check it out. And it promises to be a very, very good watch. And if there's any Southampton fans watching this channel, please go along, subscribe. Let us know your score prediction down below in the comments, and let us know what team you think Ralph HWTL will pick on Sunday for the game against us. So yeah, thank you so much for watching if you have done, and it's been massively appreciated. If you did enjoy the video, please go along, hit the thumbs up. That would be massively appreciated. Can we try and hit 15 or more likes? I'd really appreciate that as well. And follow me on social media, 100% NUFC, and all links will be down below in the description. Please drop us a follow, and I'll follow you back. And until the next one, I'll see you all later. Enjoy the game. How are the lads?